Back in the 1960s, before everything was fast, loud and disposable, fragrance was an experience. Perfume wasn't just a scent, it was a statement, a signature, a memory in a bottle. Today, we're taking a deep breath and going back to a time when a fragrance could turn heads, stop hearts, and linger in someone's memory forever. 10 vintage perfumes from the 1960s that still smell like magic today. Channel number 5, the eternal classic. Though it debuted long before the 60s, Channel number 5 was everywhere during that decade, the signature scent of sophistication. It wasn't just a fragrance, it was an identity. One spray and you felt like Marilyn, like Audrey, like you could conquer the world in kitten heels. With its soft blend of jasmine, rose, and a whisper of musk, it's still the little black dress of perfumes. Avon's Topaz, affordable glamour. Not every magical scent had a designer label. Avon's Topaz was the go-to for girls next door. Warm, powdery, and just mysterious enough. It came in elegant little bottles, delivered right to your door by a neighborhood representative. One whiff, and you were transported to church socials, school dances, and soft summer evenings. Shalimar by Guerlain, the scent of secret romance. Shalimar wasn't for the faint of heart. It was bold, exotic, a blend of vanilla, iris, and smoky incense. If you wore Shalimar in the 60s, you owned the room. It was perfume for women who knew who they were and didn't apologize. Even today, one spray feels like slipping on pearls and stepping into a candlelit ballroom. Youth Dew by Estee Lauder, the original power perfume. Launched in the 1950s but iconic in the 60s, Youth Dew was a perfume that whispered secrets and made promises. It was spicy, warm, a little daring, and so affordable that it let millions of women feel like queens. It came in a bottle shaped like a woman's silhouette, tied with a little gold ribbon. Just like its wearers, graceful, bold, unforgettable. Evening in Paris, a blue bottle and a dream. Few scents hold the romance of evening in Paris. With its deep blue bottle and sweet floral scent, it felt like a fairy tale. Often gifted to sweethearts and mothers, it was a fixture on bedroom vanities and department store shelves. Even if you'd never left your hometown, one dab made you feel like you were strolling the Champs-Élysées. White Shoulders, for Sunday best. White Shoulders was elegance in a bottle, all gardenias and jasmine, floating on a cloud of powdery notes. You wore it to church, to weddings, to family photos at Sears. It smelled like responsibility and romance, like the matriarchs who raised us, strong, sweet, and a little stubborn. Taboo by Dana, the original bad girl scent. Taboo was the rebel. It came in a bottle that looked like a violin, but the scent. Bold, spicy, musky. Absolutely unforgettable. Your mother might have warned you about Taboo. Or maybe she wore it herself when she was feeling daring. It didn't whisper. It shouted. It lingered. It stayed in his mind long after you left. My Sin by Lanvin, danger disguised as elegance. With a name like My Sin, you knew it wasn't meant for wallflowers. My Sin was sensual, rich with aldehydes and florals. It smelled like secrets, like late-night jazz clubs, like lipstick smudged on a cocktail glass. It was for women who wore fur coats in summer and never looked back. Ambush by Dana, mystery in a bottle. Ambush wasn't loud, but it was there. A smoky, spicy trail that made people stop and ask, "What is that?" It smelled like trench coats, typewriters, and dimly lit diners. It was a little masculine, a little femme fatale. One spritz, and you were a mystery waiting to unfold. Jean Nate, the everyday freshness that felt like luxury. Every woman in the 60s had a bottle of Jean Nate somewhere in her bathroom. It wasn't fancy. It was lemony, clean, and also refreshing. Splash it on after a bath, before bed, or just because. It smelled like summer mornings, freshly folded towels, and a kiss on the cheek before work. They say scent is the strongest link to memory, and maybe that's true. Because even today, one sniff of Shalimar or Topaz can bring it all back. The music, the dresses, the laughter, the longing. Perfume was more than a smell. It was a feeling. A season. A moment in time that never faded. Which one was your signature scent? Or maybe your mother's? Your first loves? Share your memories in the comments. If this brought a scent of the past back to life, like, subscribe, and join us again next time. Because the decades may be behind us, but the magic, it still lingers in the air.